A lot of being here is actually just about being steeped in the environment.
There aren't so many places in the world where you can go to find the level of rigor of the education from a textual standpoint and the open-mindedness in terms of practice and belief.
I've never found a place where I've been able to bring as many facets of myself.
We're coming out not as cookie-cutter rabbis, but with a sense of really awake, wow, what is the world we're living in today?
Rabbis are right there at the juncture of crucial moments and meaning-making moments in people's lives. And they have to be engaged in their own religious quest in order to be able to do it for others.
People are always trying out new things, and I really think that's what the Jewish world is needing and asking for right now.
If we see people not as consumers of Judaism, but as co-creators of Judaism, it changes the whole equation.
I think if you ask anybody who is involved in rabbinic education anywhere outside the Orthodox world in North America, they will tell you that Hebrew College has had an important influence on other institutions.
For me, the Rabbinical School particularly focuses on this nexus between intensive text study, spiritual growth and development, community building, and I think a sense of entrepreneurship.
If we're good at what we're doing, then at the end of 5 or 6 years, the person will have found the way in which they become an embodiment of what Jewish tradition can be for this generation.
Journeys on the Hill, or JOTH, was a student-organized interfaith activity between the Andover Newton students on this part of the hill and the Hebrew College students on this part.
The hashkafa, meaning the sort of worldview, the way of seeing the world through a lens of seeing the best in everyone and bringing out the best in them.
I grew up in a house where my parents translated values of awe and beauty, connection to Yiddishkeit through my grandparents, and really through just their pride and love of being a Jew.
Never thought I'd be a rabbi. I grew up Orthodox.
I found that I really loved the intensity of learning and praying in the Orthodox community, and that I loved the social action opportunities in the Reform community. And I loved the theology of the Reconstructionist community, and I grew up conservative.
I was an evolving Jew and continue to be. It took me quite by surprise that I wanted to become a rabbi. I had sort of rejected the idea, and I rejected the idea, and at a certain point I said, why don't you just stop rejecting the idea and pursue it?
I grew up in a Southern Baptist family, an evangelical Christian family. When I went to college, I met a Jew, and I joke that our relationship didn't last, but the Judaism did. And I really felt like I'd found a home in a new way of thinking.
When I decided that I wanted to become a rabbi and not become a professor of Buddhist studies, which was my other career option, I came here in part because I just loved the faculty.
It's a home filled with many different kinds of people.
My colleagues have a wide range of Shabbat practices and a wide range of family configurations. One of the things that I enjoy about being here is being able to learn text with a subset of queer-identified Jews. Do I think that would have happened in other places? Absolutely. But it's nice to do it in a context of pluralistic Jewish learning.
First learned about Hebrew College when I was a student at Brandeis, and some rabbinical students were coming at that point to Brandeis to teach, and I was so excited by the interactions with the students that I came to check out Hebrew College.
I loved being a lawyer. I adore being a rabbi.
We don't create a divide between religious life and intellectual life, but really try and bridge them.
Becoming a rabbi has been about developing a vocabulary, a language that is a Jewish language that is both ancient and ongoing.
This has been a completely communal way of learning, which means that I've learned about myself as much as I've learned about the Torah, because I've learned in relationship with another human being.
They really have to dig in and do the hard daily work.
You're looking at your chavrutza, you're looking at yourself, you're looking at the text, and the Shekhinah is there, the dwelling presence of God is there, and together that becomes a place of growth and learning.
The Beit Midrash is where our students learn to not know together.
Really learned how to learn in this place.
My experiences at Hebrew College really prepared me to work at Hillel in some really dramatic ways. One of them is the fact that this is a pluralistic school. And as a result of that, I learned to speak to different types of Jews.
I am very blessed to be a rabbi in a community that is experiencing a surge of young Jewish families moving in.
I, for the past 3 years, have been the religious school and family education coordinator at Temple Bet Zion in Brookline. And the community is really diverse and very spiritual and very pluralistic. And I've had the opportunity to really help them build their program.
The training exactly matched what the job is. I'm in a one shul town, and I have a broad spectrum in my community, and it's important that we create a space for all of the Jews on Cape Ann.
People know that what's authentic about what I'm bringing is a deep love for the conversation, a deep love for the engagement of Torah in our lives.
I wanted to figure out, is there a way to have religious intensity in a very open and non-judgmental way that also can prioritize social justice, commitment to environmental sustainability. We had rabbinical students living in the house and helping to create really rich Jewish programming that had both spirituality and social justice and learning.
I'm a rabbi, I'm an interfaith chaplain, and I'm a palliative care chaplain. And that is such a sacred place and such an honor. So much of what I learned at Rabbinical School and then reaffirmed during all my chaplaincy training is what I do every day.
I will be working at Hebrew Senior Life in their new Jewish hospice program.
Ordination at Hebrew College is one of the most magical experiences of my life. To walk down the aisle and have everyone greet you and to see you as rabbi affects something inside of us. It actually affirms this transition that we're going through.
It's really the moment that we say to each new group of graduates, we trust you to go out and stand before communities and be responsible to them and for them.
And when I walk back into this building, I feel reaffirmed, and when I'm on the listservs, I feel reaffirmed. I remember how they see me, and that gives me some courage to see myself like that.
So the fact that it's been 10 years has given us the opportunity to benefit over those 10 years and continually get new folks who are just contributing extraordinarily to the culture of our organization.
We are going to be the thought leaders over the next 10 years.
Hebrew College winds up being really on the cutting edge of Jewish thought because the students are at the cutting edge of figuring out what people need.
And I integrate all that Hebrew College has taught me. I can see that I'm poised to meet Jews and their loved ones and non-Jews who I'm going to encounter and serve with a real sense of openness to what it is that they are hungry for in the world and what it is that I can best give them.
And inspiring to think about all the seeds that have been planted within us and hopefully that we're planting out in the world.